Hello, everyone. Hello, how are you doing? I don't know if he's there or not. He might not be there right now. Um, so while I'm waiting for him to get back, so Chelsea have lost today against Ipswich, and um, honestly, I don't really know how to feel about. I really don't know how to feel about this, to be honest. Ipswich are not really the type of team that obviously they should be losing to if they want to be taking serious as a even as a top four contending team. Because even crazy, because even with the loss, even with the win that Ipswich have today, they're still in the relegation zone. So that kind of just speaks to just how poor they are. And you're Liam Delap, man. He I don't even have words. I'm genuinely lost. I don't even I can't even really describe what has happened. So I think first place to start would be looking at the table. 18th place. 18th place. You just can't be losing these type of games, man. You just can't. If you're truly serious about, being a top tier team, these are the type of games you have to win. So now they've played, now they've in the last three games they've played a team in eighth, a team in 16th, and a team in 18th, and they only have 1 point to show for that. It's simply just not good enough, and it's starting to become a bit of a problem because they obviously lost Ipswich today. They drew with Everton. They drew with Crystal Palace. They drew with Manchester United. Um, so you're looking at one, two, three, four out of the bottom six teams, or bottom seven, should I say? Four out of the bottom seven teams, they were not able to beat them. That's just not good enough. That's not going to be what's gonna propel you to title winning, not even title winning form, forget that, even top four. So right now, this result leaves Chelsea only 3 points ahead of Newcastle, both with the same amount of games played. And now Chelsea are on pace for only 70 points, which, if you kind of look at, where 70 points has gone teams over the last couple years. So 70 points, I think, would have been enough for top four last season. Right? How about the season prior? 70 points would have been enough for fifth. Would have only gone you fifth last year or 2 seasons ago. How about the season before that? Would have gone you fifth. How about the season before that? Would have gone you third. And the season before that, would have gone you third. So basically, in the last 6 seasons, it would have been enough to get top four about 3 times, and then 3 times it would not have been enough. So you're looking at kind of like, I want to say, a little bit of a questionable points tally for top four. It's definitely not guaranteed. And even now, when you look at the form table, so that's 2 losses. And honestly, it has to be said that these L's were coming because, even against Brentford, when they beat Brentford, you have to be able to keep clean sheets. I don't know, and I just don't know why this team can't do it. They, defensively, they're just poor. And today, what was even crazier was, bro, Liam Delap ran a one-man show. He literally won the game by himself. I've never seen something like this before. And it's not like, it's not like it's a Messi or a Ronaldo or it's Liam Delap, a Man City reject, is literally out here 1v4 in your defenders and winning. Like, I'm sorry, that's disgraceful. To be honest, that's actually just diabolical. Like, I don't even have I really don't have like the proper words to describe exactly what that is. So I guess, kind of like at this point, the question now is, where do we go from here? What do we do now? So Chelsea upcoming have Crystal Palace away, who they failed to beat in the reverse fixture. FA Cup tie, which I don't care about. Bournemouth, who are going to be a tough team. Wolves, who have been resurgent. And then Manchester City away, who obviously they've been in poor form themselves, but it will be interesting to see how good or bad they would be by the end of January, especially when you factor in all the transfers and moves that they're going to make, between now and then. It could get tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It really could get tough in that respect. But obviously, that kind of remains to be seen as well. So, when I look at Chelsea now, too, in terms of just statistically, the attack, for as good as the attack has been, what you're looking at, one goal in 3 games now. So, have teams figured them out? Did the whole low block thing ring true? In terms of goal conceded, you know, it's so weird because they technically have the fifth best defense in the league, but that defense does not play like that. It does not play like they're a fifth, like they're a top five defense in the league. When you watch them, it's just so easy to get at them. It's just so easy to feel like your club has a chance to score against Chelsea, bro. So what can I say? What can I say? What can I say? And the last thing I kind of wanted to look at was the Mark Stat bot, and I want to see if it has the game up yet. So okay, so I'm currently looking at the Mark Stat bot, 1.22 xG from Ipswich. Again, that's just, you can't be conceding that much xG to a team that was literally 19th place when you played them. In terms of expected threat, obviously Chelsea are going to exceed in that area, have more possession, have more of the field tilt. But the thing is that none of these things really matter if you can't make it count. And when I kind of look at at the passing network as well, I don't know how, look at this big gap right here. I'm really questioning how the hell did Ipswich score 2 goals? Like, it wasn't even like, they really played together like that. Like, this is a big gap. And then you kind of look at Chelsea here, and you look especially at, Tosin and Colwell. When you kind of you look at how these teams fit into each other in terms of their average positions. Having Tosin be at the center of your passing network like this, you're putting a lot of stress on him, and he's not an adept passer like that. And then you can also see too, Madueke is just completely isolated by himself for the most part, which just makes it easy for teams to, sit back and defend, right? Like, if you're a team that's going to concede possession like that, and you're playing against another team that are kind of toothless down the middle and can't really stretch you out wide because they really only have one um, winger that's going to try to drill against like your fullback. As long as your fullback can win their one-on-one matchups, like it's wraps. It's not going to be that difficult. But yeah, I don't know. It's looking peak right now. Some other things I want to look at. So when I look at the cumulative, expected goals, really curious as to see what was going on because even in the opening, so in the opening like 20 minutes, Ipswich were the ones creating more chances. From the looks of it, they were the ones creating more higher expected chances as well. So why were they able to stagnate these guys for 20 minutes? Because obviously after that, at that point, you already know Ipswich is going to shut up shop and defend like their lives on the line to make sure they can keep the clean sheet. And credit to them, that's what they did, and they executed that to a T. Because I didn't really get a chance to watch most of the game. I came in around the second half, so when you kind of look at this accumulation, the fact that they were able to stagnate Chelsea for so long, and kind of keep the threat to a minimum. Again, it speaks to how resolute they were defensively. And I do think that for as obviously conceding 2 goals against Ipswich is poor. But I think the fact that Chelsea were not able to score is probably what worries me even more. Because they had 20 shots in this game and they did get an XG of about 2. But I mean, that means that you're really only looking at about, I want to say, 0.1 XG per shot. So that doesn't really indicate that, they were creating really elite chances like that. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It's looking peak right now. That's all I'm gonna say. It's looking peak right now. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't really find anyone to hop on stream with, and I don't really feel like talking to. Oh, okay. As soon as we finally got someone, Abdullah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Abdullah?
I'm okay. I'm good.
Abdullah, talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Firstly, I'm not even pissed off. I'm just laughing because against Fulham, I was pissed off. I just bought a new bank TV. I don't want to break any TV anymore. I'm just tired because the Fulham one. I'm not kidding. Under Lampard, I broke almost 4 or 5 TVs because I was just mad. But with Maresca, he has enough a lot in the credit in the bank where I'm not gonna be pissed off too much. When Maresca said we're not in title race, we're not gonna win the league. It's not depth and it's not lying. It's not lying. That's what they're saying. We also retaliate the same thing too. This situation will happen. I'm not angry about the situation. It's all about how do we bounce back. Every big club in the world will go into some slums. City have gone into it. Liverpool will go into it the same way. Arsenal have gone into it. Chelsea will, that's already in it already. It will happen. It's all about how do we bounce back. I'm not worried about this because I know this team has the quality to be able to bounce back. My problem now is are the player up enough ready to do it? That's my key. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I completely agree with that, bro. Because I'll be honest, I missed most of this game because I was out. I didn't really caught about the last 30
I think
minutes.
the only thing I'm gonna blame Maresca is which is kind of he did it in the Fulham match and he did it today. He should have kept on John Felix. It wasn't for me. It was not the problem in them because he was even trying his best. For me, see after this again, Christopher Lukuku should pack his bag and get the fuck out. That brother, oh my goodness, Christopher Lukunku should he can sort of man. He can just F off man. My goodness, like I don't want to demonetize the channel, but Christopher Lukunku is getting on my nerves, man. He's seriously getting on my nerves. He's seriously
I mean,
getting on my nerves.
no, no, like explain to me, like, because since I missed most of it, like, what was he just not pressing, or was he missing a lot of
Yeah,
shots, or
hello.
he wasn't getting in good position? Like, what was he doing that was the shot?
You
Abdullah, you still there? I think he muted himself. But I mean, yeah, you heard from Abdullah too. It's I don't know if he's still muted or not. But until Abdullah comes back, yeah, I mean, one of the things I do find kind of worrying is that I know Leicester fans. I remember his season at Leicester last year. They were really, really good for the first half of the season, and then towards the second half, they slowed down like a lot to the point where like they went from pretty much record breaking championship um, tally to being involved in a title race that they ought to have not been involved in the first place. So, and funny enough, I think it's actually around the same mark that this started too. So, right now I'm looking at this is from his Leicester season last year, and as you can see, the first 14 matches they win 13 of them, and then they proceed.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, I was attending to somebody at work.
Okay, no, no problem, no problem.
Yeah,
So,
the problem is I expected this situation to happen. A lot of people will clown us, no problem. You can come at us, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not angry, I'm not even mad. What it just pissing me off, the blast just need to fix up, man. It's annoying.
Abdullah, I want to ask you about something. I don't know if you've heard about because you know how when Leicester fans were talking about Maresca, right? They brought up how towards the second half of last his season with Leicester, they weren't performing as well. So right now, I actually have this is his record for Leicester last season. Oh, I think he muted himself again. Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to continue until he comes back again. But yeah, so obviously, you look at the second half of the season.
Yeah,
Uh,
I get you. Sorry, I was at work. I get you, but the problem for me, even I talk about my West Coast second half of the season, but we have enough quality to be able to win some of these matches. We have enough quality. I don't doubt the quality of the squad. I'm just not talking. I think the players for me are too comfortable, which I don't like. When you play for Chelsea, you don't need to be comfortable. You have to be on your toe every time, which is key. Which is key for me. The players are way too comfortable, which is kind of pissing me off because when you play for a big club like Chelsea, the comfortability in like why are you comfortable when you play for Chelsea? But again, you can say whatever you want to say about the club and everything, but we deserve to lose. That's it. We deserve to lose.
yeah, and I think what was crazy is seeing Liam Delap take on like four defenders at once, and play like and look like he's messy out there doing it.
Hello, can I help you? Yeah, but the problem. So yes, hmm thank you. But the problem is now we're gonna talk about the lab. We're gonna be buying him. I'm like, what the heck? Is really the guy that put us forward? I'm not sure about that's difficult.
I mean, I do think that like it's because like what do you think of it? Do you think the Chelsea need a new center back. Do you think that they can keep going with the center backs? Because I do think that Tosin's lack of aggressiveness at times is what's costing him. Oh, okay, he's muted again. You know what? I might just end the stream here, just because I don't know. And otherwise I work right now, and I don't really have much more talking points to bring up.